soffits.
Where's, there's,
All right. All right. I'd like to make a motion to re-enter the public session.
Motion.
Second,
Are we missing two trustees? What happened?
we'll start.
We still have
Yes,
five.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
okay.
Hold on, who's missing? I just need to see who's missing.
Charmaine and Serene.
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 Did they leave or they? I don't know.
Present, not present. All right, motion carries.
Let me see.
Okay, so, we're gonna go with the, consent agenda first? Okay, so I'd like to make a motion to.
I'm sorry, there were three, do you want me to just announce the three that were pulled from the consent
Yeah,
agenda?
sure you can.
Which ones were pulled?
There were three resolutions removed from the consent agenda before this evening's meeting. It was the approval of the change order number 1 for roofing abatement and reconstruction work at the Education Center. The second one was a rejection of all bids for the Mount Vernon High School pool tile removal. And the third one was the authorization for Donato Construction to remove pool tiles at Mount Vernon High School. Additionally, there was an item removed from tonight's agenda that'll be placed on the April 18th agenda, and that was the appointment of a My Brother's Keeper liaison. It has been removed completely from tonight's agenda for further consideration at the next board meeting.
All right, so I will make the motion to approve the items on the consent agenda.
Before that, Mr. President, I want to pull one more. It is, which is the one about the soffits, the change order?
That was already pulled.
It was?
That was number 15.1, approves change order number 1 for roofing abatement and reconstruction at the Education Center. That's the change order.
Yes.
That was that.
It doesn't look pulled on, oh, it is, okay, got it, okay. Sorry, then I'm good.
Anything else? Anyone? Going once? All right. So I'd like to make a motion to approve the items left on the consent agenda.
Motion.
Motion.
All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye. Abstentions? Noes? Ayes have it.
Please note, Dr. Ning is not present. Correct.
Right. Right.
Correct.
You have to leave. Okay. So, discussion on, which item are we doing first?
Approves change order number 1 for roofing abatement and reconstruction at the Education Center. We need a motion to bring it onto the table to start the discussion.
Who pulled it?
I did, if someone else did. I'll make a motion to discuss it.
Yeah, so, a second?
Is that how it works? You have to have a motion and a second just to talk about an agenda item?
Because you have to put it on the table.
Got it.
Once it's motioned.
Got it, okay.
So, I was a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstentions? No? Noes? Okay, good.
All right, so my question is, this appears to be, and I read the backup, it appears to be that there was a communication failure somewhere in that one color of soffits was approved, they started the work, then somebody else came in and said, oops, we don't like that color, change the color. And the bill is $5,600. Now, there are many, I deal with construction, as do some of our other board members. I know lots of stuff comes up at the last minute and lots of site conditions change and lots of reasons for change orders. But this seems to me, at least just from the information that we have on the tab, to be a purely just communication failure, a mistake in somebody authorizing something they weren't actually authorized to, or in approving something before it actually should have been approved, and it's a $6,000 mistake. And I would like to hear from somebody why there's a $6,000 mistake of that nature going on.
Mr. Silver, would you respond, please? This is under your section.
Sorry, I also had some similar questions, but also in terms of, can this material be used elsewhere? I mean, repurposed in some way, just to kind of save us some money in the long run?
Let me just start. I'm familiar with this. First of all, Trustee McGowan, as you well know, if you're familiar with construction, you will not avoid human error. We will try to minimize it, we will try to mitigate it, but it will never go away. And so, the point is that we go over it, we find out how we erred, and we try to put systems in place so that it doesn't happen again. But I'm not about to sit here and just, talk about who to hang at the stake. because it was very, very circular. I dug deeply into it in the committee, and at the end of the day, it was just one of those that we just have to kind of keep moving. There's no extra materials, Trustee Fioran. The change order in the particular material just was that much more in terms of I guess, the delta between what the contractor had probably already purchased, what he had to return, fees associated with the change, and so there is no excess material that we could use anywhere else. Mr. Silver, if you have anything else to add to that? Okay, so that is basically the explanation.
So this was an issue on our end, not on the contractor's end?
There was plenty of blame to go around.
The
And
reason why, before you answer,
Sure.
the reason why I asked that is simply from a cost factor. Because if it's on the contractors, then it should be the
he
contractor.
he took a hit as well. He took a hit. Everyone took a little bit of a hit. Everyone took a little bit of a hit.
So as it relates to this expense, who's covering the expense then if everybody took a hit? Are they taking partial expense, as small as it is?
Right, I think I just mentioned that, everyone took a cut. So the contractor, I think that the original change order was for much more, and the contractor reduced it.
Yeah.
So everyone, realized that.
Which is how these things go. I mean,
Exactly.
yeah, because
Exactly.
sometimes it's very clear who's to blame and sometimes it's not.
Exactly.
I redid my own house, and I started with a change order of 90,000 and got it down to 40. So yeah, everybody takes a hit. But my main concern was, and in the scheme of billions of dollars, it doesn't seem like much money, $5,600. On the other hand, some of the things in this budget are like $1,000, $2,000 for school supplies and stuff. It adds
Sure.
up.
It absolutely counts. And,
Yeah, it
and
counts.
if anyone here could sit here and say that they're going to run it flawlessly and not miss, then please stand up and take the position.
No.
Okay, so let's
Heaven
move on.
forbid, nor would I expect that. I just want to make sure that we are confident that we are doing everything we can to minimize errors like
We
this.
spent a long time reviewing this,
Yeah,
and we all believe that this is the correct solution to this.
fair enough. I'm fine with that then.
Yeah, I was just under the impression that maybe the material had been delivered.
No.
Use it for something else.
Trust me, I'm like a dog in heat when it comes to these things. And,
It is.
all right? That's fair. Okay. So,
So now do we vote on it?
So that's
We vote
fine.
on it
So-
now? Mr. Clerk?
do we vote on this
Now we
one?
just vote on, yeah.
Okay, motion to,
It's already done, just vote.
Nope. So we've discussed
Okay.
it. Do we do a roll call? What do we do?
No, just vote.
okay.
All right, I vote yes. I'll start. I'm okay. I don't want to pull it. so.
Exactly. So all those in favor? Aye. Okay. Any abstentions? Noes? All right, the ayes have it. Next one?
Rejects all bids from Mount Vernon High School pool tile removal bid number B1706. Motion and a second to put it on the floor for discussion, please.
Who pulled it?
I know, I called about it, I guess that's my poll.
I'll second it.
Necessarily wasn't a...
Motion,
Yeah.
we need a motion and a second
Yep.
before we start talking.
You want to put a motion out, Omar?
Yeah, he did, I think.
Motion
And I'll second.
Okay, so,
Discuss 5.2.
favor, all in favor?
Yes. Yes.
Aye, all right, go ahead.
Necessarily wasn't 5.2, I guess it's the connecting one, because didn't want to discuss the rejecting of the bids, which is connected to the other, I don't know what, to 5.3.
Yeah.
So can we
15.3.
discuss both at the same
I had
time?
the same concern, so let's make a motion to do, I'll make a motion to do the same,
5.2 and
discuss them at the same time, because they seem,
You can't have two items on the table at the same time.
all right.
But you can discuss what you want to in relation to that one. and then-
Okay.
So
Right.
here's the issue with these two, that we're rejecting all bids for the pool tile removal. And then we're entering into a motion to accept another construction company, whoever they may be, to install the tiles. And while we rejecting bids, while at the same time awarding the contract or the job to another construction company. If we're going to reject the bids, we should be rejecting all bids and then going out for a new bid. We should not be rejecting bids and then applying the contract to another company. That makes absolutely
Right,
no
so-
sense at all.
I'm sorry. Are you done? You done?
Conversation,
You done?
anyone
Yeah,
else?
yeah, no, I was just,
Yeah.
I just didn't want to interrupt you.
I was wondering if there was a second bid that went out
Okay.
in between, and
So I suggest on these issues that maybe whoever pulls them ask why it happened, and then maybe after you give the explanation, then you could chime in, because it sounds a little accusatory at first.
Well, just for the record, sir.
accusatory.
I'm just saying it sounds.
As I make my calls to board members, I do provide answers or get the answers prior to the meeting. So as I understood it after speaking with Mr. Silver, that answer was provided to both trustee McDowell and trustee McOwen, who both had the same question, different conversations, but same questions. That the bids were high, we went with the state contractor, which was what the second resolution was about. Those were the details that as I understand them.
Okay, so that's pretty close. I believe on the tile removal, the low bid contractor was, should I say, not the most responsible. Our experience with him, with a particular firm on the job, they were on the pool job before, extremely slow, caused us about maybe a couple months of delay, poor workmanship in terms of work conditions, keeping the area clean, refuge removal, so on and so forth, like a litany of items. And moving forward, we didn't think that he was a responsible contractor, even though he came in at a low bid. So therefore, the bids had to be rejected, and then we went and sought out bids with our state contractors that you can't do by law. So the state contractors provided 2 bids, and we picked the lower of the 2 bids by the state contractors. Is that fairly accurate? Okay.
So we rejected the bids, and then we asked for proposals from 2 people who had already had state contracts. And we're permitted to choose from people who had state contracts, and we chose one that we were very comfortable using. This is not for the replacement, it's only for the removal of the tile inside.